Welcome to the First Issue Club podcast. We're your weekly comic book reading club where we're talking about comic news and issues we've read recently.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy Honda days.
May the Toyota-thon be merry and the JD Power Associates be bright. Hey, everyone. It's the potpourri episode.
That's right.
It's what happens between the Christmas episode and the best of episode.
We're spent. I'm still recovering from all the cookies and sweets.
And I'm still recovering from not getting any presents because I was a bad boy.
Oh, no. Cold this year.
I was naughty. What can I say?
Mm-hmm.
I'm recovering from that beautiful soundtrack we had at the top of the episode.
The serenade. That's true. Andy hasn't been here for any of the improv episodes, for the singing episodes, and I'm wondering how he rolls with the punches.
Oh, yeah.
On next year's holidays.
I wrote like alternative lyrics to Last Christmas I Gave You My Heart one year.
Yep. And then
Weird Al style. What was the
I also made up a rap about Garfield to the tune of Monster Mash. Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
Old listeners will remember that one. It was what we call a banger.
Right. So you say.
Yeah. Oh, so I know. The Reddit thread on it was extensive.
Okay, great. Well, proof's in the pudding.
Figgy pudding. Because it's the holiday season.
Way to circle it back.
And for those of you who know or are in the know, the week between these holidays is kind of light for comics. It's kind of the dumping ground for either an ongoing series to finish up a story or, you know, a smaller publisher to throw out some random books. Not a lot going on. Unless you're Aftershock and you're trying to find some fucking money.
Mm-hmm.
A little too late for that.
A little too late.
What's happening? Are they canceling, like, all the books moving forward?
Let me clarify. So, Aftershock, the publisher, which we've enjoyed many of their books, they've put out some phenomenal books.
Yeah. We talked about them not paying creators a couple weeks ago.
Right. Them and the lab.
Action
Lab. Also not paying their creators. Anyway, Aftershock filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Essentially saying, listen, we have, and I quote, anywhere between $10 to $50 million in debt.
10 to 50 million?
Yep.
That's
unbelievable.
That's a big gap.
That's a big old gap.
So what Chapter 11 allows you to do is to continue to run your business while your debt kind of gets reconciled or figured out. Yeah. So Aftershock has not folded.
Yeah.
They've just said, hey, look, we don't have any money. And we owe a lot of people money. We need help to pay creators, our employees, and to keep the fucking lights on. And so that's essentially what is happening right now.
What the hell have they been doing?
That is a great question, which is being investigated right now.
Yeah, that's what the IRS is going to find out.
That's when you declare bankruptcy, the IRS will go, okay, well we'll forgive a couple things, but we're going to look at those books real quick and see where this is going.
Yeah.
They've already shuffled around a lot of senior staff. Some people have been ousted. Like, a lot of money clearly was mismanaged or invested incorrectly. I'm sure NFTs are the cause.
It's wild to me. Like, Action Lab, okay, whatever. You know, name an Action Lab book. But, like, exactly,
Yeah,
right?
wow,
but
I can't.
Aftershock, like, they've got Cullen Bunn books. They've got Garth Ennis books.
Yeah.
Like, they're not
Christopher Cantwell.
Yeah, like they're not DC, Image, Marvel by any stretch, but like they're not, you know,
They were
Action Lab.
They were one of the more promising indie publishers, like, you know, right around with Vault and Ahoy. Like, they were putting out some solid shit.
Yeah,
And, you know, recently they had been announcing that a lot of their stuff had become optioned for either movies or TVs.
yeah.
Movies or TVs. I'm a moron. So, I mean, you got to wonder where did it all go? I mean, is COVID to play for, you know, maybe lack of sales and over investing in your product to, you know, if you spend more, people will buy more of your product.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
If they were gunning for the Hollywood thing, could be that they, overstretched budgets and, expecting
Yeah.
a windfall from some,
Right.
company to make a movie, and then they never did.
Right. I mean, and we saw this with Marvel in the 90s. So it's
Yeah.
like, this isn't the end for Aftershock.
Same thing with Valiant
And Valiant.
and
Yeah.
the Bloodshot movie, which I watched and I kind of liked.
I saw it in theaters.
Did you really?
Yeah, man.
I guess I need to watch it.
Oh, I thought it was fun.
Here's what I'll do.
If you go in with like, your expectations can't be like it's a Marvel movie. It's kind of like it's a goofball action movie.
Okay. I'm going to watch it with a microphone on, and I'm going to do commentary
You're gonna like Twitch
for the
stream it?
Patreon.
Oh, buddy.
So you'll have Bloodshot commentary from your old buddy Greg over on the Patreon.
I just watched Black Adam on HBO.
Yep.
I was a little disappointed by it.
Shocker. I'm sorry. Go on.
I think it's one of those movies that was like parts of it seem like it's for kids and then parts of it are hyper violent. And it's just like, who in the middle is this for?
Yeah.
A lot of characters thrown in, which is like a constant DC struggle, is that they introduce just tons of new people that like don't really get storylines realized.
Honestly, I really liked like the first half of it with the Black Adam stuff, and then using the Justice Society as like a placeholder for American jingoism.
Yeah.
Where they like
Whoa.
go into other countries and start like taking over shit.
Yeah.
We're the policemen of the world.
Yeah.
And then they like basically totally ditch all that in the second half. Like all the interesting stuff is just like, well, here's a sky beam,
A Skybeam?
Yeah, dude.
So who's the main? Is Black Adam the villain of his own film, or
No, come on.
I need
That would
to
be
know.
interesting.
Oh, well, it's interesting that we've made his way to Black Adam because James Gunn has taken over the helm of
Yeah.
DC movies, and it's recently come out that Wonder Woman 3 is not getting made. Henry Cavill not coming back as Superman,
Yeah.
and then like multiple cameos have been cut from the Flash film.
Yep.
And so James Gunn had to go to Twitter and address this and be like, listen, this is what I was hired for. Like,
Yeah.
We're giving you guys what you want. Unfortunately, something's got to go. And like, as a medium DC fan, like I totally agree with him. Like, you can't have Gal Gadot and Henry Cavill on the roster anymore
Yeah.
if you want to start something brand new and interesting.
Yeah.
Because you're just shackled by the dead weight of the old regime.
Yeah. The unfortunate thing is those are the good casualties we had to suffer, right? Like, if Suicide Squad got axed, nobody would bat an eye.
Yeah.
But, Wonder Woman 3 sounded interesting, at least. Patty Jenkins knows how to direct a movie. Henry Cavill is a beloved Superman, but
Yeah.
yeah, you have to wipe the good away with the Zack Snyder to...
You can't get the Zack Snyder stank off it.
Yeah.
It would be so easy to bring everything back if they really wanted to. I could see this being a tease to say we're rebooting stuff, and then you do a Crisis on Infinite Earths
Oh, yeah.
and bring
They're gonna red herring
Gal
us?
Gadot and Henry Cavill back in if they want.
Yeah. Which would be legit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think people would really
Right.
like that.
Yeah, with multiverses already existing in the comic books, it's there's always an open door
Yep.
for these characters to come back.
I know they're doing the Blue Beetle movie next year,
That looks dope as hell.
and Blue Beetle was that was like the crux of Crisis on Infinite Earths. Like, he was the first character to be brought in from another universe because DC had just bought whatever comic publisher that
Was it Charlton?
it was Charlton, yeah.
that he
I
was
almost
on.
said Charleston. I'm just like,
Yeah, the Charleston Chew comics.
That's
those tasty candies.
I
Now
love-
another story about Blue Beetle.
I love Blue Beetle, and that book's like, I'm like, this is the closest I'll ever get to a Blue Beetle first appearance.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
Crisis
I mean,
on Infinite Earths
you know,
number 1, because the other one's like what, 1940s?
yeah, yeah.
And worth a goddamn fortune.
Sure, it's like $60,000 in.
Well, it's like
decent
like Plastic Man made his first appearance in a crime comic book.
Yep.
Oh, is that right? I didn't know that.
And you're just like, how the fuck am I supposed to obtain this?
Those first in continuity books are fun to just treat as the first for your collection.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because it's, crime Comics 197, and it, it was printed on the back of a cigarette carton or whatever. Like,
And that's
Bucky O'Neill fights the no good gang.
and that's a completely different character than the one you're a fan of today.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
totally.
Yeah.
the DC creators are the people who made it who it is.
Another interesting fact about that is apparently James Gunn and Jim Lee are working like hand in hand to kind of make a cohesive feel, not a direct transaction or translation from comics to movies, but like they're trying to like get the vibe right for DC and its comics and movies and how they kind of, I don't know, maybe interact or just flow into one another.
I mean, Lee is certainly the guy to talk to, right? Him and Jeff Johns, but probably don't want to involve Jeff Johns more than you have to.
I think Jim Lee's just like, I got it, Jeff. If we need something, I'll text you, but
right.
I think we're good.
Yeah. If we really want to dive into Green Lantern, I've got your number.
We got your number, pal. But I mean, and like Kevin Feige's been doing that with the Marvel comics
for sure
for a couple years now, but we really don't see it as heavy-handed as we initially thought it was going to be.
Yeah. That'll actually be pretty interesting to see how DC Comics change as a result of that. I think that'll be the most apparent because Marvel has made such a big impact on the movie landscape that DC has kind of followed suit with being a little less serious, with the exception of Batman.
Right.
But the comics remain pretty clear on their characterization.
And I think it's just like the comic industry, which we've seen, it gets bogged down with monotony so easily.
Oh yeah.
That like Marvel kind of trimmed the fat a little bit with how it saw its popularity with movies. They're just like, well, we can do the same thing with comic books, kind of shed some of the dead weight and maybe make it a little more streamlined. I'm hoping they do the same thing with DC. My plea is more Batman books, please.
Oh yeah, that's what we need.
We need more Batman books.
And Joker.
Is this a bit?
This is a bit.
Okay, good.
Congratulations, you're in the bit.
I tuned out of the conversation for a little bit, and when I came back, I was like, hang on. You can't be expecting more Batman books.
I had to get one last bit in before the end of the year.
It's like 40 of them.
Every mainline DC book should be and Batman.
Seriously.
Right?
Like the Joker and Batman.
Spider-Man was like that for a while at Marvel.
That's true.
There was like 40 Spider-Man books at any given time.
Well, and wasn't Marvel Team Up just Spider-Man
Just
and
Spider-Man.
other guy?
Spider-Man and Friends.
Yeah. 100% it was. I've been doing a lot of CLZ this past week on my holiday break.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
My guy.
More than a little. It goes a lot quicker than I thought it would. Especially if you've got a long run of something.
Yeah.
It's really easy to just keep pumping through. If anyone doesn't know what CLZ is, it's like a way to catalog your comics with an online cloud backup.
Yeah.
And they've got a lot of stuff pre-populated. Just click that you have it. Select the grade if you want to. There's a lot of like optional things in it. But the one I've been sticking to most is grade. I try to do an accurate grade for every book I pull out. Just quick eye test. I'm not like pulling it out and flipping through it. Obviously,
You give it a Scantron.
that would take
and a number 2
forever.
pencil.
And then signed by. So I've been putting, if it's been like remarked or signed by, I've been tagging that stuff. So easy to filter through.
So do you scan the barcode or do you like just pull out a run and just click on your way down as you go?
A little of both. It
Okay.
kind of just depends on what I'm hitting on at the current time. If I've got a bunch of random, obviously, nature of this podcast for a long time, we focused more on covering new first issues. So we could have like an accessible conversation about ongoing comics.
Yep.
And I just have so many first issues in my collection because of that I otherwise would have not purchased. And so everyone is just like, okay, new series. And those stretches are really tedious to enter. But once I hit something I'm reading like on a regular basis, it's fun to go back through those covers.
Oh, yeah, that's the best part.
And it's been awesome to put together a wish list. So
Yeah.
I forgot you could do that.
I'm loving the app.
Another thing that you'll love is it will automatically pull issues you don't have from a run and export them as a CSV.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, for all you Excel fans out there,
Yeah, buddy.
get a spreadsheet going. Oh, yeah.
Do you love it, though?
I'm obsessed.
Hell,
I
yes.
was worried you were going to be obsessed with it because as soon as you get a taste of the way to organize and get all your shit figured out, I knew you'd be bit.
That's part of the comic book collector brain, is just being super organized. I've got 25 short boxes left to do.
Oh, are you organizing them by short box?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't put what box they're in.
Oh, which is crazy because you can do that in the app.
Yeah, you can say what box they're in, and I was like, that's perfect, but the problem I'm going to have is that I'm actively filtering in books to what I do, so they change what box they're in pretty regularly.
I feel like that's
to
for
shift stuff
people who
around.
have stuff in like storage.
Well,
yeah, right. Well, totally.
There's a lot of crossover too between like you could use this in a shop,
Oh, 100%.
right? Like as a sales tool.
Mm-hmm. Like a Dewey Decimal System for your comics.
Yeah, because there's like bought for this amount, sold for this amount, sold on this day, like what box it's in, when you bought it, all that kind of nonsense.
We should be sponsored by CLZ. How much we're talking about this,
dude? Hit me up because
if I see sponsored by CLZ, sounds good to me.
Yeah. The other obsessive thing that I love about it is they have a last bagged and boarded. So like if you're the guy who goes back and rebags and boards,
oh my god, okay,
you can
that
mark
is
that
like
date.
I'm a pretty lazy guy, and when I see all those options, I'm just like, who is that person? Who is that person that marks off that? Oh, I bag and boarded this 2 days ago.
Well,
or 2 years ago.
Some of these are comics that I've had since I was a kid, and all of those that I'm going through, and I've got the old fogged bags. I've been rebagging and
Oh
reboarding.
right, like they have like
I can't.
cataracts.
Yeah, exactly right. They're like super fogged over. But with the more modern bags, I think they stay a lot nicer, a lot longer.
Right.
And I'm gonna hit a time where 20 years from now, it's like I buy like 1,000 comics a year. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna rebag 1,000 comics every year.
No, my son will. If he wants his allowance.
For his allowance. And that's a lot of money on just bags and boards.
Yeah.
I agree.
Forget that.
But if you want high quality bags and boards, BCW. Sponsor us, please. Please, God.
FIC, sponsored by CLZ and BCW.
Looking at the
Don't forget to order by the FOC.
Looking at the cover price for all your comics
It
is
terrifies you, doesn't
staggering.
it? Yeah.
Yeah, because it is not that number.
And then if I bought high-end books in my collection, I put in the actual price.
Yep.
So it gives you the purchase price versus the cover price. And my purchase price, like I said, I've entered maybe around half of my collection, and I am over $20,000.
Oh, sweet mama!
Do you want to be cover price boys? I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Do you want to do this on air?
Yeah.
So
the big reveal.
So keeping in mind that I've bought a lot of dollar comics, right? And obviously, if you buy it for $1 and the cover price is $5,
Sure.
right? Okay.
But it doesn't take that into account.
It does not, because
Can't you alter that though?
you can put in a purchase price.
Yes.
Right. But I put in most of my comics before they had the purchase price option.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So, all right. So my cover price value of my collection is $35,790.67.
We got ourselves a fully loaded Tahoe, boys.
Just cover price. Oh, mine right now is $15,824.
You're getting there.
Like I said, I've got 25 short boxes left. So
Yeah. This is a great time to tell everyone you can get your comic book collection insured for, not a lot of money a month.
Yeah.
that is true. It is almost free to get your collection insured.
And when you look
As
back
part
at
of your homeowners, you just claim it on there.
Yep. When you look back at your CLC app and see that big number,
Gotta have a home first. Ha 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 ha.
it also works with renter's
Yeah,
insurance.
you can do it with renter's insurance. That's true.
My favorite thing about the app is you can shake it and it pulls up a random
That
book.
is really fun. My least favorite thing about the app is that I thought I could use it to find what key comics in my collection are. And a third of my collection or more is key comics. It's just like it lists everything.
Yeah.
We talked about that a little bit on the text thread of how they classify it as like basically any appearance, any cameo, any interaction with these two characters is like a key book.
Yeah, basically, they call what we would call a key, they call a major key.
Major key. You can keep that, CLZ.
For a while, I considered doing a bit where I read to you guys key issues that I stumbled across.
Oh, hell yeah.
In my collection that I was surprised that I had. And the beginnings of that list were that I'd never finished. Superman Volume 7, Issue 12, John Kent breaks keto diet for first time in 3 issues.
Hell yeah.
Deadpool Volume 2, Issue 7, infamous jokeless issue. World's
He fixes the fourth wall.
World's Finest 174. I don't have anything for that one.
Oh, that was the best.
Avengers 512, Hulk's catchphrase altered to Hulk Smish for first and last time. Outsiders Volume 2, Issue 8, Metamorpho Dawn's fingerless gloves.
That's great. That's a good bit.
Blue Beetle Volume 1, Issue 12, Ted Cord missing testicle insinuated. Amazing Spider-Man 422, Hentai invoked.
Hentai invoked.
That's as far as I got.
Hentai summoned.
Not enough for a full-on bit, but
It was a mini bit.
it was a mini bit.
No,
That's a new segment we're going to try in 2023
Yeah.
called Mini Bit.
Keys I found.
Mini Bit.
I'll go through mine and I'll find some. I'll find some good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. That may be a main episode thing. It may be a Patreon thing. We don't
What
know.
was the one we texted about? Oh, first appearance of Justin Trudeau in comics. We both have that
Yeah,
one.
we both do have that one. That was funny. Yeah, it is fun to just do the shake and have something pull up.
I do the shake.
What key
It also-
did it pull up?
Yeah, what'd you get? You just shook it. Can't leave us hanging.
It says Jeff Lemire Kirby monster cover.
Oh.
Oh, is that from Monsters of Madness?
Oh, this is a Hawkeye variant.
Oh, yeah. They did a whole series.
There is a...
Sometimes a variant cover is not enough reason to make something a key book, turns out.
Unless it's like a high price.
I guess.
That's a minor
It shouldn't
key.
be. I texted you guys because the first appearance of Black Winter
In Thor.
in this last Thor run was considered a major key comic.
Yep.
And then I found Amazing Spider-Man #1 is a minor key.
Well, okay. So the thing I wanted to text about, but I was sitting with my family and didn't have time to like type it out. But
To really rage.
they list reprints.
Uh-huh.
If it's a reprint of like Spider-Man #1, they'll list it as a minor key. But the first print will be a major key.
Okay.
So
Really?
if you've got a $3.99 reprint of Batman or Detective 27, that will be listed as a minor key. And they list those
Okay.
reprints as variants. So it'll be like
Oh, well, that's
Detective
nice.
27B reprint minor key first appearance of Batman.
I'm looking this up, though,
Last
Yeah,
bag and boarded
I
2
mean-
years ago.
because you tell
In
me
box number 2.
first issue, premiere issue, first appearance of J. Jonah Jameson,
Uh-huh.
first appearance of the Chameleon, first Fantastic Four crossover,
Minor key.
1963, minor key.
You have a Spider-Man #1?
No, I don't.
Oh.
I was just looking at.
I would like one.
I was just like scrolling through Spider-Man issues.
Oh, yeah, keep going. There'll be a major key in there for like the original print. Maybe there's not. I don't see a gold key. What are you doing, CLZ?
That's...
Your sponsorship is at risk.
No, it's not, sweetheart.
There's a couple things that I have listed as major key that I'm like, no.
You mean like Black Winter?
I don't think so. Yeah, I would not. And well, one thing that I appreciate about CLZ, and that I've already seen in my short time on the app, is that when I sync with the
Ooh, yeah.
cloud, you'll get updates that say, okay, we made an update to X book, and
Yeah.
it corrects itself on
Their
your app.
database is crazy.
So they're probably constantly filtering things and fielding feedback from people
Yeah.
and saying like, okay, maybe at one point we had called this a minor key. Given retrospect, it's now a major key
Yeah.
or vice versa.
I'm sure the just employed nerds that do data check for this app are just frothing at the bit to like update all information at all hours of the night.
Again, CLZ, hit us up.
We want to be those nerds for you. Let us be those nerds. Come on. We'll treat you right. Ask Boulevard. They loved us. They still love us. We haven't talked in a while, but they still love us.
We assume.
Oh, I love that Space Camper IPA. Tastes so good. I'm drinking one now. Drink responsibly.
There's a free one for you, Boulevard. I have 65 major key comics,
Uh-huh.
of which I'm trying to think if there's any surprises in here. The Death of Alfred is considered a major key comic.
It sure is.
That's like still a $5 comic.
Yep.
You can buy that for cover price still.
Yeah.
But honestly, Alfred dies. It sticks as long as it does. I'm
Yeah.
fine with that being considered a major key.
Right.
I don't think a book has to be valuable for it to be a major key comic.
Important. Yeah.
Especially considering the impact it's had on Batman storylines.
Sure.
Since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and unfortunately, with what they're doing right now with the books, it's all going to be unwritten.
Here's one that I think is a little questionable. Major key comic. Cosmic Ghost Rider #1. First appearance of Baby Thanos.
Baby Thanos.
Yep.
Major key book.
Here's the problem, though. We were introduced to Thanos as a grown-up. So, theoretically, we were introduced to Baby Thanos at the exact same time. It's just an older version of him now. Thoughts?
Oh, I get it. Like, it's the same character.
It's the same character. It's not a new person.
Well, actually, it is a different character.
It kind
it's
of
an
is.
alternate.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's affected by. Well,
you know what? Redacted. That's a major key.
major key.
okay, my Death of Deadpool
Yep.
is what that
Deadpool
didn't-
27.
It's something like that. Yeah, it didn't. That book didn't really
That's locked in there.
That book didn't really.
16 divided by 2.
That death didn't stick for very long. So I don't know why that one's in there. First full appearance of Angela in the Marvel Universe. That's fun. I would
Angelina.
consider that a minor.
Really?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Because their first appearance was actually in Spawn, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Spawn 8 or 9?
9.
9.
Yeah.
I don't have that one. That'd be a fun one to have.
Capital of Alabama.
No
it's a cool
fucking
cover.
clue.
Just the story behind that character and then like the spoiled relationship between the creators is like interesting.
Yeah.
Humorous, actually. Downright funny.
Hysterical. Yeah.
Naomi #1 still a major key issue. I'm fine with that.
Oh, well, of course.
She's got a TV
She's
series.
got a TV series.
Yeah.
Is that still going?
Who knows?
It's on the CW, so no one knows.
Yeah. Well, with all this stuff going on right now, maybe scrapped. And they are squandering that character by not putting her in a movie.
Yeah.
Like, she made a dynamite introduction when they were first introduced.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. James Gunn, if you're listening, and I know that you are, give Naomi a chance. Thank you very
Also,
much.
what high school did you go to? He's from St. Louis.
He's in St. Louis. He was just there this weekend, actually.
Yeah, I
He
have
tweeted.
to ask.
He said, one of the main reasons I come back is the toasted ravioli.
Yep. And to be
T-Ravs.
closer to me.
And my sweet, sweet friend, Vargas. It'd be funny if, because he took a picture of the toasted ravioli. It'd be great if you're, in the background just, eating toasted rav.
Toasted Ravs, bro.
Oh, here's some guy, an old friend of mine. We just lose our goddamn minds.
Where do you guys stand on this one? First appearance of Dylan Brock.
Yeah. I mean, I love it because I have that issue.
Yeah.
You know?
Same,
so-
totally.
You're just more gold keys for me.
It depends on what happens with him going forward. I mean, he had a huge...
He's already Venom, but I mean, so many other characters, people have been Venom.
Yeah. He had a huge impact with Donny Cates stuff.
Yeah.
Currently Venom now.
The thing that I get is because I've been reading Venom for a long time, even when it was Venom Space Knight and
Venom Space Knight fucking ruled.
It did.
That was the Flash Thompson Venom, right?
No, I think that was Eddie Brock.
It was Eddie Brock, but he was in the full military, spiked shoulder pads.
He was in Guardians. He was a Guardian of the Galaxy at that point.
wasn't Flash Venom?
That was Flash.
No, that was- yeah,
Because
you're right.
yeah.
Anyway, when Scorpion becomes Venom is listed as a minor key, and when that other dude took over as Venom in Venom 150,
Yeah.
between when Eddie came back
Yep.
and when Flash was Venom,
Sure, yeah.
that is listed as a minor key. But
That book was not good.
no, I have all of them.
Yeah, I
So
have a lot of them too.
feel free to list it as a major key, I guess.
Whatever happened to that character?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
He was
either.
created for that book.
Minor key. I love saying that. I'm getting a soundboard.
I
for
wish.
next
I
year.
honestly was thinking like by the time this is over, I'm gonna go through all my minor keys and pull them out. And now I kind of like I started viewing them in the moment to see what they were minor for because there were so many of them.
Mm-hmm.
And now I just keep on fucking scanning.
Yep.
There's just so damn many.
I usually go through it at night before I go to bed sometimes, just like, what do I have?
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of fun to go. It's like a walk down memory lane.
It is.
Like
It's like flipping through your long boxes without having to flip through your long boxes.
without hurting your back so much.
Yeah.
Oh, one thing that surprised me that do you remember the Avengers No Surrender miniseries?
The
that
first appearance of Immortal Hulk.
Yes, exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
Almost every book in that series is considered a minor key in this app.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That was a huge like relaunch point for Marvel, wasn't it?
Was it? So
Well-
didn't they introduce like a weird character? They're just like Marvel characters back from like
Was that the Master Rider stuff?
No,
No.
that's Marvel Legacy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Marvel Legacy. This predated that.
No Surrender was like-
Voyager
Voyager.
was
yes,
like
That's right.
an original Avenger that everyone remembered, but was never in the original Avenger
Yes.
comic book.
Yes.
Wait. That's the same shit they did with Sentry.
Is it really?
Yeah, because the whole thing with Sentry was like, this was a character Stan Lee created, remember? And then it's like, wink, wink. No, you don't remember because of the Sentry's backstory.
So maybe because Voyager was tricking the Avengers. She was like, "Don't you guys remember me? I was one of the original Avengers."
Oh, okay.
And they're
Yes.
like, "Oh, Voyager. Yes, of course. Like, it's good to see you again." And then we
Got
find
it.
out that she's like, an alien.
Got it. So it was a reverse
jesting.
Sentry.
Yes.
Yes.
Reverse
Okay,
Sentry is
okay.
a perfect way
Not
to
the
put
sex
it.
move, but yeah, the character.
Yeah, yeah.
Same thing with there's a follow-up series called No Road Home.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And that was the one that brought Conan the Barbarian back into Marvel continuity.
He's coming back to Marvel.
And
But now he's gone.
it's like every time he meets someone new, it's like first time Conan encounters Thor. And it's
Okay,
like,
fuck that shit.
so the part of my
First time Conan and Howard the Duck kiss.
Okay. Give me that issue.
yeah, right, exactly. I think part of this is just with the recency of people being obsessive about collecting
Yeah.
things that they consider key. I'm putting it in finger quotes.
Yeah.
Um,
You can't see it, but he did it.
is with modern comics, anyone thinks any issue has an excuse to be like instrumental or like we're denoting that it's the first time something happened. Whereas comics in the 80s, you just weren't paying as much attention to like, oh,
And no
this
one
was-
gave a shit.
This was the first time like so and so encounters so and so.
Yeah.
So there are these older books where just as heavy of a thing happens,
Mm-hmm.
story plot wise, and it's just like never going to be considered a key issue.
No, it's the retail market,
Yeah,
reseller
it's
stuff.
the
going
market
on.
influencing the like legacy of the.
Yeah,
and
or
importance of the
or the
comics.
or the importance of a random event. Like,
Yep.
no one gives a shit the first time Conan and like Punisher meet.
Yeah,
Like, I'm not gonna pay $20 for that issue.
But I will say with
I'll pay
this,
19.
most of the books I've logged so far have been Marvel and DC,
Mm-hmm.
and so I'm moving on to like Boom and Image and a couple other indie publishers.
So
Oh shit! Check. Oh, good.
we're still going.
Okay, we're still going.
Oh, you know what? I'm not gonna edit that out. To be honest.
I pushed a button on the keyboard and I thought I killed our recording. I did not.
I think you collapsed the thing right there.
Yeah.
We're all learning. It's the potpourri episode. This is not getting edited. In fact, when we're done here, we're just going to post it right to the website.
Perfect. What was I saying?
Something about minor keys, the resale market. and
Something about
how-
Howard the Duck and Conan kissing.
Oh,
Yeah,
I was
it's
saying
like
that
really,
the
how do you kiss Bill? There's not really lips, right?
you can't. Well, it's more implied. It's like the emotion you get from it.
Yeah, you can't put that kind of stuff. The Marvel comics are for all kids,
Yeah.
for,
You can-
for the
you can-
family.
You can pucker a bill. Pucker up. Give me that hard peck.
I don't like looking at you when you're telling me to pucker up.
Pucker up.
Ugh. So demanding.
So you've been doing that for the holiday season.
Yes. since Friday.
Have you had a chance to read any comics?
No, I haven't. Comics are on the back burner.
Organizing comics, right
comics
on the front burner.
On the front burner.
Ablaze.
Yeah, exactly right. I think I need to, at this point, I'm like, I need to log everything and then read comics and so I can start filtering things in again. Because if I start finishing comic books that are being filtered into boxes that I've already scanned, I'm going to get confused.
The great thing about the app is, I don't know if you've come across this yet, if you scan a book that you've already scanned,
Yeah, it'll tell you.
it'll be like, hey, idiot, this is already in here. Do you want to put it in another copy? And you have to be like, yes, I did buy another issue of Howard the Duck 2. Thank you.
Yeah, you can put them in as one listing and say you have 3 copies of that.
Yeah.
Or you can do separate so you can grade them differently or say one is signed, one isn't, which is great. I'm elated to have this app.
We can tell. It is great. I tell everybody to get it.
Yeah.
It's so cheap. It's like $20 a year.
$15 a year for the app on your phone.
And the stuff you get to do with that is wild.
Yeah.
While we say it's cheap, it is also the correct price for this, I feel.
Oh, a penny more. If this was like $15.01, no thank you.
If it was $20 a year, I think I'd think twice about it.
Really?
I would throw my collection away, if I'm being honest.
So I kind of went all in, and I got the software also, the PC software.
I didn't know this was a thing.
Yeah,
I didn't either.
That's $30 a year. And I did the trial, and I liked it.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'll re-up it, because it's basically the same thing that's on the app, but you can sync them together.
It just depends on whether you like using your laptop
if you're a desktop person or
your phone.
Yeah,
phone
but
person.
it's way easier to search. I'll say that.
Yeah.
And when you have the export options to CSV and Excel, it's whatever.
I will say having the camera when I get in barcode scanning mode.
Oh yeah.
And I've got the camera on, just kills my battery.
Yeah.
Oh, does it?
I've charged my phone more than I've ever charged it the last 5 days.
It's either that or Marvel Snap draining the battery.
Dude, for real. And did you get the cover price also?
No, I'm gonna do it at some point.
Yeah.
But I don't want to pay for it every month.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna do it 1 month and kind of see.
It's like $7 a month.
It's like
$8 a month.
$8 a
I
month.
think.
yeah.
I'm like $1 off on all these fucking things.
It's a little rich for my blood to see the value. I think it'll be a fun thing to look at once, and then I'll be like, I don't need this again until I need it again.
And that's the thing. That's pretty much what I've decided. It is cool because the prices update even during the day.
Yeah,
they'll change all the time
because it's probably based on sales.
Yeah.
On eBay and other marketing sites that share their information.
Yep.
Yeah, I think they pull from multiple websites.
Yeah.
They do. Yeah.
So that's kind of rad that you can. I mean, I've never gotten into selling my books. If I needed to, I would. But
well, again, if you're a store,
exactly right. Yeah.
That's stuff you kind of want to monitor. So.
And it's easier to if a customer comes up and wants to buy a book, you can just open your app real quick and look at it instead of being let me check eBay and then
exactly
get yelled at.
I just saw my Marvel Unlimited renewed.
Oh, is that
PayPal
monthly or is that yearly?
automatically? Yearly.
Okay,
$69.
Nice. The funny number.
Major key.
We're getting you a soundboard.
Yeah, why give me? I am the soundboard. You know how to save the money.
Well, we can just record you and put it on the soundboard.
I would be so sick to have a soundboard here. The episodes would be 8 hours long, and you both would quit the show.
Yeah, Andy and I would probably regret it immediately.
You unplug it almost instantly, just nope.
Why did we give him the toilet flush sound?
This one has a different pitch than the other one.
Did you read anything, Greg, over the holiday?
Yeah, well, no first issues. I did read. So remember, I talked to you guys about Chroma, the book about the Pale City within the realm of color.
I still haven't read that.
I read the following issues after that. So fucking good. It is so good. It's a simple story about acceptance and exploring the world outside and corruption from within. But it's so beautifully drawn and written, and it's by the same creator. Like the creator does the words and the art, so it's fucking rad. And then I read some more on Voyages, which was the book where the alien race finds the Voyager space
Oh yeah.
or satellite with like the little golden disc about what like the Earth is and what it's about. And so what I'll say about Voyages is it is good. The second issue is very dense.
Like lots of words.
It gets into high sci-fi real quick.
Hell yeah.
And like Budget King is really into high fantasy and sci-fi shit. And like it took me a couple rereads, but like it's still, clicking, but reader beware. Them be lots of words up ahead. And it gets real heady real quick.
I did some shopping. I haven't done reading. I got myself I don't know if I've talked about all of these since we've done the podcast.
I did buy the first appearance of
Infinite
because of Marvel Snap. So congratulations, Marvel Snap. You forced me to buy something.
I have no clue what that is. I've never heard of Infinite.
No one knows who the fucking Infinite is, and if you do, you're a liar. But he's worth 20 points on the board.
Whoa!
So
you gotta have that first appearance.
I guess it's like he's like above Galactus. Like he's like kind of the same species.
He's a big boy.
Yeah, he's from the Ultimates.
Al Ewing's run, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So Blue Marvel is like the head leader of the Ultimates, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Cool.
it's a sick cover, and Al Ewing. I've read the Ultimates, but I don't remember Infinite or whatever. So
I have a decent amount of the original run of Booster Gold. It's like
such a good series.
something I've just collected out of dollar bins and stuff for a long time.
Nathan Fillion, please
Dude.
contact James Gunn.
And when I was logging my DC books, I was just like, man, I've got a lot of key Booster Gold stuff, but I still don't have the first issue. So I just got on eBay
You got one?
and knocked it off.
Nice.
They're not that bad, actually.
No, it's not that expensive of a book. And so I bought it.
And that is a major key.
I think so, anyway.
Major key.
Coming at you live from the First Issue Club Studios.
He's been in some great storylines, and anything that's like a time travel thing, it's like he can have major repercussions on the DC universe, depending on like how much you pay attention to his storylines. Like there are things that he's done that
he had a huge storyline in 52.
Yeah, exactly right.
It was basically all him.
Yes.
And
So
you can find those in the 50 cent bin.
And that's another thing with the Booster Gold, with the Blue Beetle movie coming out. I'm like, is a Booster Gold thing far behind?
So it's not Ted Kord, Blue Beetle.
Yeah, I know, but like, would they introduce Ted Kord just so they could introduce Booster Gold? I think they might
I
jump
think allegedly he's supposed to be, because
Ted Kord's supposed to be in this
Kord
movie?
Industries,
Oh.
the signs have been seen on set.
Oh, okay.
So, God, I hope so. Nathan Fillion, Blue Beetle, Zac Efron, Booster Gold. I just need to get that out of my head so we can continue with the episode. Thank you.
So I got that in a CGC 9.4.
Oh, you got it graded?
Got a nice graded copy of it that a pawn shop was selling, and I thought it was a good price.
Okay.
I got the first appearance of Mantis.
Nice.
Oh, the Celestial Madonna.
Avengers 112. It's a raw copy, but it looks really nice.
Mm-hmm.
I got Shield Volume 1 and 2, which are like 6 issues each, I think. And that's the Celestial. Yeah, that's a Hickman series.
Yeah.
And that's the series wherein Mantis becomes the Celestial Madonna. Or is, I guess, like imbued.
Really?
That name and stuff.
Okay.
Do you think it was earlier?
I remember reading an earlier Avengers where she's referred to as the Celestial Madonna, and then
Maybe they explain it in this series.
It happens again.
Yeah.
And that's where the sun that we see in Avengers Empire comes from.
Yes, exactly right. So this series is supposed to be really good, and I've never read it.
It's awesome.
Is it? Okay.
That was, I don't know if you remember, Greg, we were out in Independence at Vintage Stock one time.
Yeah.
And I had been looking for Avengers first series number 4 for like 8 years.
Yeah.
And I finally found it with you standing in that store.
I got backbin magic. People that come hunting with me find the shit that they need.
It was such like a scratch your back. You know, you got that itch, and I finally got it because I have like both of those series are called Shield. They're both by the same creative team.
Yep.
They just like have different covers and stories. And one is a sequel to the other. So like I have like 6 copies of Shield Volume 2 number 4
The one you don't need.
because I'm like, yes, number 4 finally. Fuck. Yeah, exactly.
Got to put this in the CLZ app.
Well, then I got the CLZ app and I didn't do that anymore.
Okay, back to the CLZ app. I have used it 1,000 times to just see if like, why does this cover look familiar when I'm like going through a back bin at a local shop?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, I should buy this. And I go, wait a minute. And I look it up. I go, nope, I've already bought it 2 times actually.
Because I've got
That's
4
why it
copies.
looks familiar.
Yeah, so I'll slam it back down and
Yep.
thank the gods I didn't buy it.
That's
Correct.
funny. That's the way to go. But yeah, so it looks like there's a 0 issue on one of those Shield books too. So that's 13 books for $25.
Yeah.
Sweet
And
deal.
it's a 6 series. You'll love it.
Yeah, I'm stoked to read it. And then I grabbed a Devil Dinosaur one, the original Kirby,
Hell yes.
for $25. I've always loved that cover.
Yeah.
This one looks minty fresh, and it's under 30, so I was stoked to win that auction.
That's a good get.
Yeah,
That's a good get.
I'm pumped.
And like,
Hopefully, when I get it in I haven't gotten it yet, but hopefully when it arrives, it's looking decent.
any old Kirby shit is fire.
Yeah. I'm slowly piecing together that first Eternals run.
You really are.
I've got a decent amount of them now.
You're hustling on that.
I think I've got 3 or 4 of them graded, and then another like 5 or 10 raw.
Nice.
I heard a weird MCU rumor about the Eternals, that the Celestial that is like frozen
In Earth.
Like the Thunderbolts movie is going to be like the Thunderbolts trying to get adamantium from the Celestial, but it has already been colonized and made into an island called Genosha.
Oh yeah.
Oh, now we're talking.
So that's the rumor.
Plug me in, baby. I'm all for that.
It's a fucking sick premise.
Yeah.
If true, but we'll wait and see.
Well, it gives you the first thing I thought of when I saw it, and just because the Jason Aaron's Avengers run was
So good.
fresh in my mind was
Avengers Tower.
new
Yeah.
Avengers Tower in the Celestial.
Either
in the Dead
one.
Celestial. And then I really thought, well, and maybe I'll save some of these takes for the best of, but I thought a couple things in Acts were like phenomenal.
Yeah.
How they handled like the comeuppance of having an office building in a Celestial.
Oh fuck yeah.
That series was fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
A little taste of the best of
I'm-
coming up next week.
I'm kind of surprised to hear much about ongoing or acknowledgement of stuff that happened in Eternals, because it seems like something they could ignore and just keep moving on, because the reception of it, I don't know. I remember feeling like the reception of it wasn't that great. I enjoyed that movie.
It was middling. It wasn't like it wasn't like Venom 2.
Uh-huh.
But people were just like caught off guard about what it was.
Yeah.
Which was like it was an A24 Marvel film.
Yeah.
It was like that's another movie that was like, who's it for? Because it's like a superhero movie, but it also was kind of like artsy and contemplative.
Yeah.
And one of the things with it was that it was diverse, and you had some people who were like, it's a little too politically correct for me, which fuck off with
Yeah, seriously.
that. But I don't know.
Go tell it on truth.com or whatever. Like, keep that shit out of here.
I hope they keep rolling with it, because I'd like to see more of those characters.
Supposedly it got confirmed. So
Oh, really? Okay.
yeah. So there, I want to say the guy who played Gilgamesh, his agent, like released his like 2023 schedule or whatever the hell it was, and Eternals 2 is supposedly on that list.
Oh,
So-
okay, cool. We're recording it. I mean, with the celebrities they have for it,
Breaking news.
they'll probably throw. God damn. There's no way you're getting a soundboard. Unless I can have like a timer on it. It allows like one every 20
What
minutes.
if I record the sounds for it, but you're in control of it?
Okay, we could deal with that.
Okay, that's a good middle ground.
I've got the self-restraint, I think.
Yeah.
We'll get the soundboard, but also a fly swatter. So, Greg, you can have the soundboard, but Mike gets the fly swatter to hit your hand if you go too nuts with it.
Sounds good. Sounds good. One of those sounds is going to be Alf just saying, Willie! Maybe the soundboard is not a good idea.
Yeah, the soundboard is just for you, it turns out.
At home.
I don't know that many people would get that.
It just plays through his headphones. It doesn't record.
We tell him it's going.
That's the Patreon cut. The soundboard cut goes to the Patreon. That's the Willie cut.
Well, I also did a little bit of shopping. If you guys want to hear some of my sweet pickups from Half Price Books.
Tell me.
Yeah.
First and foremost, I got Six Gun. I have
nice.
the hardcovers that I'm trying to get a hold of. You know, those big oversized ones.
Yeah.
I found volume 3 for $15 sealed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. Half of half.
That's a hell of a deal.
Yeah. So I'm pretty stoked about that.
Was it already signed by Cullen Bunn?
Not yet. My volume 1 is signed by him 3 times because every time I meet him at a con, I have him sign it again.
That's a phenomenal idea. I love that.
Yeah. So I got that. Pretty stoked about it. I got a Department of Truth variant because every time I see one I don't have, I pick it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are fun.
I got the Many Deaths of Layla Starr B variant, the foil cover.
Great series.
Stoked to read that. I got Mythic by Cy Spurrier. I don't know if you guys ever read that. Is that no? It's not Cy Spurrier.
I remember
Whatever.
Mythic. I get it confused with Nameless all the time.
Mythic is the one where there's like the government program that hunts down like mythic creatures.
Yes. What was the one where... Oh, Odyssey. I get Odyssey and Mythic because it kind of has the same kind of branding.
Yeah, same kind of vibe for sure. I also got a whole bunch of those classics illustrated from First Comics where they like do a comic book version of classic novels.
I did read Mythic. Phil Hester.
Phil Hester, thank you.
Yeah.
And John McCrea maybe?
Yes, that's right.
Whoever.
Yeah. I think both coming to Planet Comic Con this year.
Yeah. So probably we'll get that B variant signed. Got a bunch of those classics illustrated. I just think they're neat to have. That seems like something that I will want to like pass on to my kids. Like,
yeah, they're fucking rad.
Yeah, read these and whatever. I got Marvel Fanfare number 15. That's the Thing headshot where it's
it's
signed by the Thing that says
that's
to
funny.
Johnny, your biggest fan or whatever.
Yeah, that's sick.
I got a couple of Prelude to Deadpool core issues. And then the big hit for me is I got the Amazing Spider-Man Volume 3, number 1, Alex Ross 75th anniversary variant for $15 on eBay.
Ooh.
Which one? What's the picture? Is it him? Is it the headshot of Spider-Man?
No, so Alex Ross did for the 75th anniversary of Marvel.
Yeah.
He did a whole bunch of variants across Marvel titles, and it's like celebrating the history of the character.
Yeah, have you seen the like big board they have in like, or the big wall mural they have at Marvel offices?
Yeah.
They're like,
Oh, yes, I've seen this.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty fucking rad.
yeah,
So-
that's a killer cover.
I have that one now. I have the Guardians of the Galaxy one.
Oh, shit. Are they connecting?
No, they don't connect, but
Thank God.
there's a whole bunch of them.
My collector brain can take a beat.
Yeah. No, and they're super expensive. Well, they can be. They can be super expensive.
I was thinking of something else because I was thinking of a connecting thing.
The ones I'm thinking of
I threw you
are... they're not the timeless variant, but Alex Ross did
Timeless
them.
variants are amazing.
Yeah.
It's just like a headshot of the character.
Yes.
Although this is the timeless... Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, those are timeless variants. He also did a version of those that do connect.
Jesus
the black and white ones or the line sketch ones all
Yeah.
connect. You talk about pricey. Those are like $200-$300 a piece.
Yeah. Well, and that gets into the conversation of just like, why is the Hulk number 1 that's like just the green variant $300? Like,
Yeah,
nobody wants that.
It's a good bit.
yeah.
It's not that's a real thing.
No, I know, but that's a good
yeah.
bit that Marvel played on
Yeah,
us.
what a fun prank.
Yeah. The idea that you could get a great classic comic for that or a brand new one without a cover.
Yeah. I wonder if CLZ has that as a major key in their app.
Oh, God.
First green cover.
I doubt it.
I do have
Sometimes I see those go on eBay for like $15-$20
Yeah.
Oh, let me know next time because I kind of want one.
just to have one.
To have
Well-
it sketched on. Like, they're kind of cool.
Okay,
No.
but again, I think we talked about this like in person. There's a difference between the sketch variant and the 1 in 200 sketch variant for all those covers.
The 1 in 200s are like normal glossy covers.
No.
they not?
They're still sketch covers.
Are they? Okay, I didn't realize that.
They're just like slightly different, and they I know this because the alien one is the one I want
Yeah, that one's cool.
because it's like
Oh,
got,
they're
like,
like
the hue.
textured, right?
yeah, because there's an alien variant that's a sketch variant that's just plain black, and you can get it for $3.
Yeah.
There's a 1 in 200 sketch variant that's like black, but it has like a green haze.
Yeah.
Oh,
And that's like $300 because
Yeah.
it's a 1 in 200. And it's the same thing with all those books. So like there's an Immortal Hulk that's like a sketch variant.
Oh, sure, yeah,
That's
yeah.
green, but then there's an Immortal Hulk that's green with like purple pants or whatever, and it's like $400.
I didn't realize
Purple
they
Pants
had the
variant.
like card stock
Yeah.
for those. Okay, got it. That makes more sense.
I did learn from the CLZ app when I was scanning stuff in. Man, this really is a CLZ fucking episode.
Hit us up.
I have the Tick number 2.
Second
And-
appearance of the Tick.
First appearance of a die cut in a comic book.
No shit.
Oh,
So
that's
there's like a
cool.
square cut out of the cover for like a picture behind it to like,
That's super
and
cool.
that's the first time they did like a die cut on a comic.
That's
Tick
awesome.
number 2.
That's
How
awesome.
about that?
Look at there. You learn something every day.
First gimmick cover. Slab it.
I have to wait for the Tick to sign it, and then
Oh yeah.
and then we're good to go.
I sent to the Discord today that Gotham by Gaslight
Oh
book
yeah.
that Mignola did in the
Uh-huh.
like 90s.
First Elseworlds.
was the first Elseworld book that DC ever published.
And
So-
that spawned 100 stories
Yeah.
of wackiness.
I thought that's a book that I've had in my collection forever. And I think a ton of people have it because it's more of like a hardbound thing and it was
Yeah.
cheap.
It is like a mini trade,
Yeah.
and it was so fucking popular when it came out.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I mean, yeah,
is
it's
good.
genuinely a
Legit,
great
yeah.
fucking
I
book.
read, but yeah, my copy's torn to shreds because I probably read it like 30 times.
Yeah.
Did you guys see my Jim Toe Captain Marvel page in person?
Not in person. You sent
No.
it sent
Let me
it
go
to
grab
the
it.
Discord.
Let me
yeah.
go grab
Well-
it. Talk amongst yourselves.
Oh wow, he's
Let
going
me
off
go
mic,
grab
folks. While the Mike D is away, the Andy and Greg will play.
What will we play?
What happened last time he left? We interviewed Kyle Starks, and it
Dude.
was great to have him on the show. That was last week's episode. Where Monsters Lie, out on Dark Horse Comics.
Buddy.
Plug it again.
it. Isn't that sick?
Great fucking book, dude. That page is rad.
That is so legit.
Look at that. We're looking at Mike's
This is from
hand-drawn page.
this is from what?
This is not a published page, which is why I was able to afford it.
Aha.
It is just like I think a spec thing that he did. I don't know if it was to like get a job or he wanted to get it out of his system and had the idea, but it's Captain Marvel fighting Marvel zombies of Wolverine, Spider-Man, Captain America, and she kicks their asses and she yells, "No more zombies." That's kind of an homage to House of M7, the Scarlet Witch saying "No more mutants."
That's legit.
There's a lot going on
That's super cool.
in this page, and it's rad. It's got like a big middle panel that's like a full body of
Yeah.
Carol Danvers breaking the border a little bit,
Breaks the gutters, if you will.
and the whole page tells like kind of like a little mini story. The line work's fucking amazing.
It's wild. Super dynamic.
If you go on Caden's Comic Art, Jim Toe has a lot of really nice pages that are, I think, very fairly priced for how talented he is. But this one in particular, you can get unpublished stuff for a hell of a lot cheaper than published stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah.
this page was like around $100, which is like
Dude, that's a steal.
if this was a published page, this would be like a $600 page.
Oh, easy.
So
Easy.
I saw that and I was like, I don't care that it's not published. This
Yeah.
page fucking rules.
Yoink. No, great get.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Nice work. Nice
Yeah,
work.
she's wearing like this cable vest with all the pouches and shit on it.
Yeah, she's like armed to the nines. For it's like a little more like military style, like let's blow up some more stuff than usual.
Sure. That's great.
A little bit of a different like helmet, which exposes her face a little more, which I like.
Yeah. She's like a crazy ass mohawk.
Yep. Really played up the size of the mohawk. Yep. So super sick.
Cool.
Nice work.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Another one on the collection.
How many OG arts you got now?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, this is good. This is good radio.
This is good radio.
11.
11. Wow. You're like the Smithsonian.
Exactly right.
you should charge ticket price to come in here and have everyone.
I know that there's a guy who is planning on opening like a little comic art museum thing.
In town?
No.
Oh.
But
Less excited?
there is a dude who's just like independently wealthy, whatever that means. And
It means you have a lot of money.
well, whatever it means for how he got his income, I don't know. But the if you ever see like something sold complete from Felix Comic Art or Caden's Comic Art,
Oh, God.
I've heard that it's normally this one person.
Fuck that guy then. I hate that shit. Because he probably calls in ahead. Just like, yeah.
Well, sure. If you are like, I'll buy it all at once, and an artist says, yeah, I can take like a $30,000 payday
Yeah,
for
I know.
the art I created. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, but what about me? What about me?
Are you going to pay $1,000 for an original page of something?
No, but I would like the opportunity to maybe think about it.
Well, I'll tell you what about you. I recently learned that the Library of Congress has, with appointment, you can go and read the original panels, original hand-drawn art for Amazing Fantasy 15.
Wow.
That's cool.
Yeah. By appointment. You know, you got to wear gloves and all that kind of stuff, but they have the entire comic in original panel form in the Library of
Unbelievable.
Congress.
That'd be a fun podcast trip.
Yeah.
We're going to read a book, a very old book.
I would.
You'd lose your mind. You
Yeah.
specifically, Mr.
Yeah,
Webhead.
that'd be amazing. But
Spider-Man.
I would also be like, people shouldn't be allowed to touch or get anywhere near this.
Well, it's in a preserved thing, and that's why you have to make an appointment.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
so you're not like touching like actual
You're not
paper.
touching the paper that, you know.
Yeah. That's how you lose the Constitution, folks.
Yeah.
Like,
But yeah, it is preserved in the Library of Congress, and you can go see it.
that's fucking rad.
It's wild, isn't it?
Do they let you do anything else in there? Or just, I mean,
That's the one thing you can do.
that's
in
the only
Library of
thing in the
Congress.
Library of Congress.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, if you had to pick one thing, that's a pretty good thing to pick, you know?
Yeah. You know, fuck Thomas Jefferson's signature or the Bill of Rights.
I mean,
Amazing Fantasy 15.
yeah, I don't care that if the government wants to force me to house soldiers, I don't care, you know? But
I want to see the picture. I want to see the piece of paper that says that.
I want to see Spider-Man.
Yeah, for real. That's pretty dope.
All right.
History and comics coming together.
That's right, as they always do.
Two foes putting aside their differences and coming together.
The ravages of time on the page of the comic. So
Time really heals all wounds.
So next week we're
Yeah.
going to be doing our best of episode.
Mm-hmm. It'll drop January, like 3rd or 4th, I think.
Yeah,
So
and that'll just be us saying a bunch of our
stuff, really.
we're each going to do top 5 issues or series.
Yeah, top 5 series.
Okay.
Thank God, because figuring out top 5 issues
That'd be tough.
would be a
Yeah.
nightmare.
Yeah,
Top 5 series of 2022.
and then we're going to do some categories that'll be fun
Mm-hmm.
for best ofs. Okay.
And so get ready for that. There's some stuff up on the website, the blog, reviews, some articles.
And Patreon, are we still turning that
Patreon,
the charge back on?
the pay switch comes on in January.
paywall is back on the Patreon.
So
So be ready to be charged and be ready for
a minimal fee.
it's the price of one comic book for we normally do 4 episodes a month.
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to go back to doing 4 episodes a month?
Yeah.
Okay.
They may not be like an hour long, but you'll get. I'll find quizzes and games, and it'll be fun.
All right, cool.
We talked about a lot of cool stuff to start doing on the Patreon for like fun game ideas and thought exercises of like what would Captain America have on his playlist for working out or something.
Oh, sure.
A lot of jazz.
It's all Gershwin.
Yeah. You heard this John Philip Sousa guy? Oh, holy shit. He bangs. He probably has Mambo 1 through 4 on there.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And with that joke, we'll end the episode.
Bye. First Issue Club is edited and produced by Mike DeStacy and Greg Lichtag. Follow us on social media at First Issue Club and check out our Patreon for videos, audio, and more at patreon.com/firstissueclub.